Hey everybody, Edo here, and the good folks at Offcut Games have sent me Expect Delays. This is a two-player head-to-head subway management game. That's pretty neat, and I do dig a two-player game. First, before getting into the actual game, I have to say the box design is fantastic. You know, I do a lot of manufacturing, and I'm always looking for somebody who impresses me with their product design here. And so I've already taken the components out, but that's because, just to show, actually the box lays out with the game board. This is like double thick with like little slots or pieces, and you put it between the players, and the one player's on one side and one on the other, so it could be like this. But so each player has their score track. And again, I'll go through how this all works. They're different riders. They're the customers that sit on the edge of the platform. You've got your fare cards, but even more, and these subway cards, but even more, you have the service advisories, which will come into play. But they there's only one active at a time, and when it becomes active, it gets placed here, face up, so the players can see it, and there's an area down here for cards as well. And so, I don't know. I thought this was great. This is excellent execution of an interactive box that's really effective for play. Really appreciate it. So let's talk about the game, though. So in this game, as I said, we're two subway, we're runners who are engineer runners, line runners. I don't remember, but we are face to face, and I have two lines. My line is this player is blue and orange, and this player has pink and blue, but we can light blue, teal, and so we can interact with the different lines, put customers on, that kind of thing. So it's an action game where you have a variety of things you can do each turn, but you only have 2 action points to sort of do one or the other or 2 of the same thing, but you have to sort of pick what you're going to do as you go back and forth and back and forth. And so there's this really interesting card mechanic. So you have 3 cards, and so on your turn, one thing that you can do is just put one of your customers on a line of your own, and you start from the beginning, and that's going to cost you a couple fares. You're going to have to get more of these as you go, but you pay the 2 fares, and then you get on. And so as we move you down the track, the further you get, when your customer leaves, you get that many points. So it starts at 0, but if I get in the middle, it's 1, 2, and all the way up to the end, it's 3. So that's how I'm going to be earning points. First, we're looking to get to 10 points, or the most points when the game ends, if it ends early. And so you can pay some fare to get them on. You then can play cards from your hand, and each card represents a subway line. Some of them are just one specific line, but others have multiple. And when they have multiple, they'll have one from each player. So you can decide to say it has to be the same line, but you could have like one normal and then a combo card. And so you're moving up people on the track, and they all are sort of moving together down the subway track. So you can move, you can retire trains, you can remove a card from the game to get fare tokens. It's a little hard to tell, but they're listed on there. You get 1 or 2, I think, or 3. And it's really interesting as you're sort of removing cards from the game, and whether they're your tracks or your opponent's tracks is super interesting. Also, when you disembark, you can start bringing on sort of just normal fare onto people's trains and sort of thwarting or take that to your opponent. So you're running the lines, you are removing them for fares, you're adding your people to the lines. You can repair a line by bringing it back into play so you can get it into your hands. And one of the reasons your hands matter is as everyone's drawing cards, you're discarding your card at the end of the round. So there's like a really rapid hand movement, and every time the deck cycles, you bring in one of these new service tickets, and then this can do an area, something that affects everybody. It can be something that you can choose to use for an action point, adding sort of dynamic play to the game. But as players are using cards and getting rid of them, if at any point you can't redraw up your hand, the game's over. So there's even this little dynamic of if you're trying to run out the cards to run out the game that's going on. That's really interesting. So I dig it. I will say it's a very interesting, sort of unique headspace, I find, and maybe I just haven't played every two-player game out there, but you're really, it's absolutely head-to-head. It has very, you can block players with their motion. You can sort of some of these event cards allow you to really back other people up. So you have this really sort of slow play or aggressive play that you can have in the head-to-head play. It's not just like who can be the fastest, or the most. It's not. This isn't really. There's some efficiency play in here, but a lot of it ends up being this title of expected delays. You're just like regularly dealing with problems and setbacks, and so a lot of it comes to you want to cash out early or go for those extra points. It's pretty interesting. I think it works the first time you play. You start getting into some of the different systems as you play more. And I dig it. I mean, I think it's sort of a flat, thematically, I think it's actually developed in New York. I'm originally from New York. So like subway cars and that kind of thing is like an interesting theme to me. But if that's not interesting to you, it's sort of flat. You're just moving customers around. But I don't know, for like just a sort of unique play, two-player game that has like a really nice setup where like in theory I could imagine, not really on a subway probably, but like you could play this on a train maybe or on a plane. Like I think it works. I think it's compelling. Yeah, and so this is Expect Delays. Thanks. Bye. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks. Bye.